Hello everybody and welcome to Lucy's latest Larking adventure. We're back today at this lovely brook in Somerset. It is a little bit sunny today, but as you can see we're sort of under cover of lots of trees, one of which is an apple tree, so we're just trying to dodge all of these lovely fallen apples as we go. So it's pretty shallow today. The weather is turning a little bit here, so there's a bit of a chill in the air, but we're not going to let that stop us, so we're going to get in and see what exciting things we can find. So we're in, having a look. We're just going to sort of head down that way in a little minute. But I found my first couple of finds, a couple of pieces of pottery. Nice piece of blue and white, and this older piece. So that's a good sign. There's definitely things here that we're searching for, so we'll keep going and we'll bring you back and keep you posted. So I've just had a nice little find. Look at this. This has obviously got some age to it. It says Delco, and there it's got ignition and lights. So that must be off a pretty old car, right? Don't see them like that anymore. And I think that's going to clean up quite nicely, and it's just certainly got a little look to it, hasn't it? So I think I might keep it, you know. So just to show you the other side of where we are, there's a bridge here that you can see. So we're going to go down behind me first, and then we might just come up and go through the bridge and under. You can see there's quite a lot of sort of glare on the water. It's quite difficult to see. It's also really rocky, so a bit tricky to walk through. So I'll try and bring you with me as much as I can, as long as I'm steady. If not, then I'll just let you know what I'm finding. So Ryan's just found this. This is quite a heavy metal object, and you can just see there it says number 17. So I think it's off of a door, some sort of post box or something. What do you think? It's quite sweet, isn't it? So there's obviously a bit of a variety of stuff here, which is great. There are a few bits of broken glass bottles, so hopefully that means we might be able to find some complete ones. We'll let you know. So this place is really interesting because there isn't really any sort of new rubbish here. A few bricks, but nothing sort of substantial. But there's lots of old stuff like this. I mean, gosh, what is that? Some sort of electrical piece, isn't it? It looks like it's got a switch on it. So yeah, it's going to be one of those days, I think, where we've got lots of interesting stuff to find, which is great. So here's a nice bit of pottery that Ryan's found. It's obviously the bottom of some sort of bowl or dish maybe. And you can just see there it has just got on the bottom England, and then I think it says the number 30 underneath. I can't quite work out what that word at the top is at the moment. The light's a bit tricky. But you know, I might try and take it home and just see if I can work out where it came from and what it was. And then a couple of other pieces have come out. Another smaller piece of just sort of plain pottery, but hopefully a sign that there's more to come. And then a nice brass door handle. Like I said, a bit of a weird mix of stuff today. Okay, so I'll just catch you up quickly on a few finds. One of these little heel plates. We really like to find these actually. Found a few of those in our time. A piece of pottery which I think when I clean it up is going to have a bit of a pattern on it. It's intriguing enough for me to take it home. This is nice. This is actually an old battery, look. In some pretty good condition. Oldham, the acid level there, full with mud. So isn't that nice? Made in England. And actually I think that's going to clean up quite nicely as well. So I know it isn't a bottle, but I might add it to my bottle collection because I quite like it. And then this is a mystery object. So is it a handle of something? It's got these screws on the outside. It looks like it's got something sort of wound around it, which may at one point have been a handle perhaps. It's quite intriguing, isn't it? So I'm just at this sort of shallow rocky bit here. You can see a bit further on down there, look. And I'm just going to have a little sort of scrub around here really and see what I can find. So I'll try and keep you with me. Let's see what we can find. I can see little chips of pottery already, so that's always a good place to start, isn't it? Plain piece. It's not pottery. That's a nice big piece. No pattern that I can see there, unfortunately. Oh look, the rim of something. Oh look. Oh look, isn't that nice? A little house and a bird. Just enjoying listening to the sound of the running water. It's one of my favourite things about my hobby. It's so relaxing just being out, listening to that lovely sound. Some lovely locations, and you just forget everything. All you're focused on is what you can find, and that's nice, isn't it? So let's see what we can find. This looks intriguing. No, it's not as interesting as it first looked. Some sort of grate, isn't it? I know that sometimes you can't see when there's a bit of a glare on the water, so I apologise for that. Okay, a spring of some sort. I don't know what that was. Bits of broken glass and bottle everywhere. Nothing complete really yet. I think that is just stone. Yeah, so the stones are quite deceiving here because they're all interesting colours. Let's see what you are. Covered in bugs. Sometimes I just like to have a look along the edges of the banks here because you just never know what might be stuck there. I can't see anything obvious. So I'm going to head a bit further down, I think, see what else I can find, and I'll bring you back shortly. Just fished this out, and it looks like it might be something interesting, but it's absolutely covered in, well, everything, I think. Some of it looks like it's grown on. What is it? Some sort of dial or something? It's obviously got a little stand there, hasn't it? To be attached to the top of something, maybe. Some of this is just absolutely sort of crusted onto it, really. I can't quite read the words. Oh, it's got a patent number there. And what does it say this side? It says the patent number. Don't know, but I am interested to find out. I'm going to try and clean it up and get these bits off of it and see if I can work out what it was. It's a really nice sort of design, isn't it? I think it would just look nice as a little ornament or something. But let's see if we can work out what it is first. I'll take it home. Give me a shout if you think you know. And if I've cleaned it up, I'll show you later on in the video. So I found a couple of bits, an old bit of pottery. This is nice. I did sort of have to dig this up, and you always hope there's a bit more of it than that, don't you? But alas, that's to deal with. And then this, and I'm really intrigued by this. First of all, I thought it was a piece of pottery, but it's actually so heavy duty. I'm just not sure what it is. And it's got an A there. Can you just see that in the middle? Maybe you can't. Stamped into it. So let me know what you think it is. And then another one of I found my first mobile phone. It's not very good for anything. It's got stuff spilling out of it all over. But there you go. I'm surprised that I've never found more of them in the sort of places that we look. There you go. That's today's first. So I'm going to head off a little bit further down that way through the muddy bit. And then I'll catch you up when I'm in the shallower bit a bit further on. Look at this. A really old cog. I wonder what that was part of. Wonder what it's done in this time. It's probably seen a bit of history, hasn't it? Done something in a way that we don't do it anymore, I guess. And I quite like it. It's actually got a really nice look, hasn't it? All of the things that we found today got a bit of a theme going on, haven't they? It's almost like we could build something out of it arty if we were that way inclined. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. Here's the view back up to the bridge. That's where we started off, so we're just heading down slowly. Because it's so rocky and because of the sort of lighting, it's quite difficult to see stuff. So we are taking our time, having a good look. And then I'm just at this sort of rocky bit here, and you can see that it looks like there's an old golf buggy buried in the side of the river. We've moved on around the corner a little bit. Show you what we look like now. Great bank on either side. And we're just looking through this sort of rocky, beachy bit, as we like to call them, because you usually find good little finds here. And my first one was a clay pipe, which unfortunately is broken. It was just lead in the mud in 3 pieces. But you know, maybe there's more. There's lots of little bits and bobs here, as I said. Let's have a look at this, shall we? Some broken bits of those. There's a bit of pottery. Look at this. Just a rock, I think, but it's got really defined layers, which is pretty cool. It's an insole from a shoe, I think. Probably not that old, right? Ryan's just dug up this bottle, but unfortunately it's broken on either side, no name or anything on it. Let's have a look. I could spend hours looking through these little bits of stones and rocks and see what is in there. Can't see anything hugely obvious at the moment. Pottery. I think that's metal. It looks like an old bit of pottery, doesn't it? Oh, look, a little handle from something. I always find handles. I say that every time, the handles must last. Bits of glass, must be careful with those. So I'm going to have a bit more of a dig through. Why didn't I bring you back and let you know what I find? And we have got a bit of an audience up there. You can maybe just see through the trees. Some cows. So I just took up this bottle top, and I could already see that it was broken. But I just wanted to have a look at it and see if it was going to be a good one or not. Probably did have a brand on it at some point. It's got some writing there. But it has still got the complete stopper in, which is nice. So I'm going to carefully take that out and take the stopper home. And I'm quite pleased with it. Oh, look at that, isn't that lovely? Nice little flower pattern just waiting there for me. These chips are always great to look through as well. It's just an old sort of brass ring, isn't it, of some description. My bottle stop. obviously that's what it looks like out of the bottle. It's good, isn't it? Pleased with that. There is one of these electricity sort of conductor, the old porcelain things. It's a bit smashed, unfortunately, which is a shame. We've got quite a few of those at home in sort of good condition, and they clean up really nicely. So it's a shame that one's not a bit more complete. Here's a couple of paste jars that Ryan's found in pretty good condition. We nearly always find these. Isn't it odd that they survive so well? Hi guys, so we've had another clay pipe find. Unfortunately, this one also is broken. Ryan thinks that he may in fact have trodden on it on the way past it and found it broken on the way back, which is one of the difficulties of larking in these sorts of places. But there we go. Nothing much we can do about it now. It's a shame that it survived that long and then we've just come along and trodden on it, but there we go. He's also found this bottle top, which is really nice, and it says Lucas England on it, which is nice. So is that, I'm not sure if that was a sort of oil sort of can stop or something, but either way it's pretty good, isn't it? And I'm just having a look around again in these rocks on the sort of the beach, as I like to call it, and there's some interesting stuff here. So this is nice, like the bottom of a sort of jug or dish or something, and I think that actually underneath all of that grime there is a pattern. So I'm gonna take it, you know, I'm gonna take it home and give it a little clean. A few other little bits that look interesting. Oh, it's just a little shard of, looks like a sort of one of those jars. Again, another handle. Ooh, I nearly lost it. Look, oh, it has, it's got a lovely colour. I wonder if it's actually part of the same thing, you know. Could be, couldn't it? And look, this is probably the oldest thing we've ever found. A fossil. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Might take that with me, you know. So I've just found something intriguing here, and I'm just taking it out to see how complete it is. Not very, which is always a shame. Ah, look, it looks so much more complete than that, doesn't it? Still, worth a try. So I found my first complete bottle. It looks like it's just a sauce bottle, so not sort of particularly old. But there we go. Hopefully there's more to come. So we just found the top of this old, it looks like a sort of an old salt cellar or something, doesn't it? And I think it's quite sweet, isn't it nice? Shame it's broken. And then Ryan's also found this, which looks like the door of something. It's round, as you can see, but look, it's got this lovely handle on it, Frigidaire. I mean, I don't remember fridge doors ever being round, maybe I'm wrong. I wish we could just keep the handle. Look at it, it's great actually, isn't it? So isn't that interesting? So that's pretty cool. And then I'm just going to sort of continue looking along this rocky bit, because there's a few interesting looking tiny pieces of pottery, look. That's what I mean, tiny. Plain piece. Look. Nope. Oh, intrigue. What are you? Wow, lovely. That's nice. Nice pattern. And around the rim as well. That's going to look great, isn't it? Cleaned up. Oh, and there's another piece of plate there as well, look. So good. That's always nice, isn't it? So you can probably see there's lots of sort of broken bits of bottles and jars around. So we're just keeping a sort of close eye on those and getting the best ones. Looks like a bit of plate, doesn't it? tiny bit of pattern left, just a hint. So there we go. I'm going to head down under this bridge now. I'll bring you back shortly. So here's a quick catch up. Found a nice jar, which I like to clean up and just sort of use. They're quite useful, as I've said before. This is interesting, isn't it? I found a few pieces like that before. And sadly a broken bottle, but it says Mason's something essence, Nottingham. So shame that that's not complete, but I'm sure we'll find one day. And I'm just going to sort of have a look now, sort of down around where I'm stood and then along over this way. I have spotted something interesting already, so I'll bring you with me. Look, the top of an old cream jar. Nice, isn't it? And I see a great pattern looking at me from over here. A really nice edge of a plate there, look. That's nice, isn't it? Let's head a bit further out then and see if there's anything else. Let's see anything here. Looks like an edge of a tile or something. Oh, that's a bit deeper than I expected. Visibility is not super, is it? So I'm going to put you down, head back carefully, and then I'll catch you up shortly. See you in a sec. Under another bridge now, so I'm just going to have a look along here. So it's quite murky in there. Hopefully it's hiding some exciting stuff. I'm just going to have a look along the rocky bit first and then head back into the water. So there's a couple of bits of pottery just lying on the top. Hopefully there's more. Oh yeah, look at that. Lovely, isn't it? Okay, it looks like there's lots of stuff going on here. Oh, that looked like it was buried and complete, but it's not, sadly. Lots of broken bits of bottles. Some newer, Carlsberg. Just be careful with those. It looks like there might be some intriguing stuff over there. So I might try and head over. Oh, I'm a bit echoey, aren't I? But it's a bit too deep to bring you with me, so I'll catch you up if there's anything exciting. If not, I'm going to go on round and out. See you in a second. So here's a great find. Ryan's just found a really old boot. I don't think we've ever found one quite as complete as this before, and it did have this heel plate on it as well, although it's obviously perished. It's been knocking around for a while, I'd imagine. But just look at it. God, it's great, isn't it? It's got so much history to it, that, hasn't it? Just imagine where that's been and what it's seen. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's seen better days, but full up with mud, and we probably won't keep it and take it home. Look, it's even got this sort of front plate on it, and this is just rock hard. It's very heavy. I mean, it is full up with mud, I suppose. So isn't that brilliant? What a nice find. So here's a few finds from under the bridge. A nice handle from something. Another one of these tops, a Lucas England sort of stopper. And then this looks like it might have been another one as well. It says the Lively. I'd love to know what it said on the top and what it was. Let me know if you think you can recognise that. Must have been a bottle top or something, mustn't it? Sorry, look at the state of my hands. This is proper mudlarking hands. And then this is interesting. This is made of stone, I think, but it looks like it's been designed to do something. So we're just wondering if it is a sort of made tool or something. What do you think? I'm going to keep it anyway, just in case. Let me know what you think of it. And then there's one more interesting find from a bit further down. This is a bit of a mystery object. Hopefully you can see it all right. Some sort of metal hook with a chain attached to it. And what on earth would that have been used for? Let me know if you can recognise that. I'd love to be able to sort of identify things. But it's certainly got a bit of an interesting look to it, hasn't it? It's obviously had some purpose. So yeah, let me know what you think. So we're just on our way sort of back up and out, and Ryan's come across this. We've walked past this spot many times and just not spotted it. But look at it, a clay pipe bowl. And isn't it an interesting one? It doesn't look sort of massively sort of well made or something. It's almost like it was a bit of a budget one perhaps, who knows. It's got a really interesting shape to it, hasn't it? But yeah, really like it. So that's a good find. And then we also found another one of these. So I think this is the third one today. Unfortunately that one's snapped off. There we go. Okay, so we've just got back to where we started and we're about to head off. And I'll just sort of show you a few things that I've missed showing you as we've gone through. You can probably see the lights fading a little bit. A couple of bottles that Ryan found that might look quite nice cleaned up. There's lots of stuff like this. I mean, I don't know what that is. I found this just walking back up actually, this nice piece of pottery. Look at the sort of shine on that black. So I'm quite intrigued by that. I don't know if it's modern or old, but I'd be grateful if any of you recognise it, if you can let me know. I wonder what it would have been. This is great. An old toy clock. It's actually really heavy, you know. Look at it, you can see the little hands on either side. That would have been brilliant in its day, wouldn't it? I'm sure someone loved it once. And actually I do a little bit as well. That's brilliant, isn't it? And then a couple of sort of metal bits. So this is a huge sort of heavy piece that had a really interesting sort of shape under the water. We thought it was something good, but it's probably too far gone to be able to recognise it. And then another smaller piece there. So we're back at this bridge now, and we're going to head off. Thanks so much for watching. I'll take some photos of the things that we're taking home once they're cleaned up. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching Lucy's Larking Adventures, and I'll see you next time. You can also find me on Facebook, Lucy Larking, or Twitter @Lucy Larking.